hang on to your seat, baby, cause this one's a screamer, a screamer.
I told you I was gonna get it. Okay, what is going on, entertainers? So today I'm doing another Hollywood hot topics. Okay, so you already know the first thing we're gonna get into is this Armand interview. Shout out to Armand. Okay, he did him a big one with this interview. I liked it. I was mad though that Bobby came late because I know Armand probably had a whole bunch of questions that he didn't even get a chance to ask. So that's what I'm telling y'all. I hate doing interviews. And I'm not trying to make it seem like I do interviews every other day, but when I do them, I hate doing them because you got to prepare for it. Sometimes they show up late or they have to reschedule or their Wi-Fi messed up. Rolly. But yeah, that's why I don't like doing interviews because it's very much irritating. Okay, so I took my notes. Okay, I'm on my season 3 baddie-ish. Okay, I took my cliff notes. Okay, so let's get into the cliff notes. All right, get into the cliff notes. Okay, so it starts off with we talk about Bobby's writing. Okay, because if you guys don't know what Bobby does, ghostwrite. You know, he's ghostwritten in the past and stuff like that. And then he sort of threw a little shade at Nikki. Okay, just a little bit because he was just like, I hate how the girls be like, you don't push your own pen and stuff like that. So I was just kind of like, oh, don't let the Barbs hear that line because you already know who's that's kind of referring to. I saw something earlier today. I saw Coyle Ray post something about Nas talking about, oh, see what Nas did? You need to bring your artists up. Take an example from him or something like that. I'm like, you just trying to just shake the bar cage. Like, come on, you know you was shading Nikki. Okay, not you, Bobby, but I'm talking about Koi. But Bobby slick shaded her a little bit too. So then we get into a little bit of the love and hip hop, okay? And y'all, I'm getting into the Cash and the Island Boy thing towards the end, okay? I'm getting towards the end, okay? So we get to the him being on Love and Hip Hop and him basically like selling anything he could kind of sell at the time just to make the coin and everything like that he could. Okay, so he was selling Avon. He wasn't selling Avon, but he was selling Avon, I think, like products in order, to get his coin up, which I don't blame him. A lot of the Love and Hip Hop members, I feel like, sell stuff because they are just on TV, but they're not really 100% passionate about it. One example, in my opinion, because I was there, okay, there was a scene that Shay did on this season of Love and Hip Hop, because I did like extra work and shit like that for them a little bit throughout the season, and she did like this like Stormy Wellington type product where like if you drink it, you're supposed to like lose weight and stuff like that, like those type of stuff, them little flat tummy teas type stuff. But instead, he was doing lotion and creams and facial creams and stuff like that. So then Armand suggests that he do like a cologne collection, which I think is a really, really good idea. I feel like he should do a unisex perfume sort of collection, since Bobby is like, you get what I'm saying? It would be able to get bought by both genders. Like, it'll smell a little fruity, but then it'll smell a little masculine too. Okay, so I think that would be a good idea. And then Bobby showed us Shade Jason because out of nowhere he goes, "Are you drunk?" Because if you guys don't know, at the reunion, Jason asked him, he's like, "Are you drunk?" So he did the whole little skit. He's like, "Are you drunk?" He's like, "Don't ask me that when I'm on the YouTube." So he did that whole little spiel or whatever, which was kind of funny. Okay, that was really, really funny. And then we get into Bobby's glow up and his surgery. You already know he had a whole lot, some surgery, the injections, all that stuff. And he said he never got a BBL because, which he is right, because for a BBL, you need to produce a certain amount of fat. And Bobby never had a budge, okay, like a stomach pudge, none of that. Like, so I wouldn't think he had a BBL either. Butt shots, maybe, okay? Butt shots, maybe, okay? So we get into his personality and everything, and him might being like intimidating to people that's like around him. Like I said, I was there when Amada did her baby shower. When I tell you he came in, everybody was all white. I was like, okay, they go Bobby. So that was kind of funny that he mentioned that because I automatically thought about that. And then we get into the conversation, right? So apparently he was supposed to do the conversation with Kaya, but instead he started doing it Rolling Ray. Not gonna lie, I much rather the Kaya one. You wanna know why? The one with Rolling Ray to me, it wasn't like a conversation. It didn't seem like they had real beef. Like, to give it a buck, it seemed like it's like friendly shade, friendly kiki, like haha, I'm gonna make fun of you, you make fun of me, we make fun of each other. It was that type of vibe. It didn't really seem like they really hated or had any beef. I like my conversations where like they have real beef, but they still kind of could talk a little bit throughout before they get to fighting. Just like with Hazel E and Masika, because they at least talked at least a little bit before, you know, the drinks was thrown and Hazel E's friend jumped on Masika. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of conversation I like. I feel like it would have been really better than the one with Rolling Ray. But then again, we wouldn't have gotten the show Bobby, I Love You Per. So yeah. And then he gets into Tasha K, okay? So he talks about how Tasha K has called him dirty blood and everything like that. You talking about me? Oh. Hold on. Why knows? Hold on. I just had to take over for Pierre's love. You know, I heard Bobby, you know, he be smoking the white powders. He talking about me being drunk. You must have been high when you made that statement. I never been drunk. I said my wine, tell my tea, and that's that. Okay? That's why you was over here sleeping with that little dirty boy. Uh-huh. That's why. Tasha, go away. Get out. Get out. Take your wine with you too. Oh, sorry, y'all. She be just taking over my stuff. I'm so sick of her. Y'all. Like, she haven't done that in a long time. I done kicked her out, and then she just found her way back to the live. Okay, so he talked about Tasha K, his beef with Tasha K. Tasha K is a nasty person. He has said that Bobby has dirty blood, which basically means like he's like in Bobby's words, has a house in Virginia. That's the first time I ever heard no term. Like, I swear to God. And it's not funny because it's a serious disease, but I never heard nobody use those acronyms to describe that. I was like, what? I had to really think about it. After he said, I'm like, wait, house in Virginia. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, that's okay. Like, good one, Bobby. I did not that's my first time ever hearing it. So Tasha has alleged that he has the house in Virginia, which Tasha always does this. That's why I really don't like Tasha K. She always does this to people, especially people in the LGBTQ community. Every time she falls out with them, she goes, oh, you either have the house in Virginia or like you have some sort of infection or something of that sort. She always like puts that out about them. So that's like her number one go-to, okay, when it comes to that. So she was saying how Bobby was happy that, you know, Cardi B is, you know, suing her and how she's going to owe all this money and she needs to sort of watch her mouth. And because this Bobby was like, I'm a hood bee, okay? And these girls, they're learning their lesson to this day. That's right. It's kind of rubbing it in Tasha K and Kaya's face because, you know, both of them have really came at Bobby in the past, okay? So instead of Kaya, they went with Rolling Ray for the conversation. He called Lemmy. Lemmy's just like, oh, so like, Bobby, you know, I want to do the conversation with you, bro. Like, who you thinking? Are you thinking Kaya? You know, that's the mouth of the South. What do you think? You know, it's gonna bring us really, really good ratings. So like, you should really sit down with her. You know, consider it. You know, it'll be copacetic. It'll be cool. So I think when Bobby heard Kaya, y'all know how Kaya mouth is. That would have really ended up kind of either deadly or bodily harmly. Okay, one or the other. So like, I kind of see what Bobby was thinking too, because that whole set would have got shut down. I'm surprised Kaya even kind of agreed to maybe even doing it. He didn't really say that, but that's what I'm just kind of guessing. I'm kind of really surprised she even agreed to it, because y'all know if y'all don't know anything about Kaya, she don't work with nobody. Like, she's not easy to work with, and she don't like collabing or working with nobody. That's why she fell out with T.S. Madison. Nicki Minaj was going to give them their own talk show. Like, this whole thing, like, she's just not good with working with other people or other companies, other entities besides her own self, and sitting in her office behind them, that library with them big books behind her. Okay, so I was surprised that she was even in the works. Okay, so yeah, I had never heard of the House of Virginia thing. Me either. Like, I was like, what? House of Virginia. I do miss the Queen's Court. I'll say that. I'm talking about the one with Kai and T.S. It hit different. Like, those were the days. Those were the heydays. All right. So then after we get into that, we get into Jason Lee. So Jason Lee was basically the middle person, I guess, to get Rolling Ray to do the conversation. Okay, so he was the one that was able to get Rolling Ray to do it. Plus, so that kind of make sense as to why he became the executive producer of the dating show. Because I was thinking the other day, why out of everybody he would be the executive producer? So that makes a lot of sense now. Okay, so then let's get into like the real nitty gritty tea now. Okay, so we find out that Island Boy was vetted, meaning that he was contacted to be on the show. All right, so Bobby hit him up, was just like, oh, I'm doing a dating show and I need you. I need me a little island thing. So what you thinking? And the Island Boy was just like, you're going to have to pick me, in the top 2, Bobby. Okay. I don't care if Miss Davion in there. I don't care if Hercules. You have to put me in the top 2, Bobby. So he agreed to it just as long as he made it to the finals, which is obvious watching the show. I know Bobby in the interview was basically saying, oh, we'll see. He was like, yeah, I'm going to make sure that I push you far in the competition, or else he probably wouldn't have came. Okay, so Hercules was vetted, of course. My interview with B, I remember him saying he was the one that brought him to Bobby. Go Hard was vetted. That one I was surprised about. I knew about him sort of like stalking Bobby and sort of like being a fangirl of Bobby, but I didn't know that like Bobby was the one who reached out to him or got his people to get him on the show. So I'm like, Earl, okay? Earl. You can't make this up. That's, I guess, Go Hard's real name, Earl. Earl Go Hard. Cash. Cash Earl Go Hard. You can't make this up. Earl. Was T Earl? Okay, so after that, Bobby kind of shades Island Boy because he was saying that like he's met Island Boy before. Island Boy, has tried to put his island tings, his big island ting in him like before the show, and he was saying it was always something about him that he never like was really getting with. And then he goes bottom, and I'm like, you're gonna have to keep bottom shaming Bobby, okay? Because you're bottom too, okay? You like those Big Debbie cake smash to an oblivion, so don't shame it if you do it. Right. And then he was saying that's why he didn't end up like feeling him towards the end and after the show and blah, right? So we found out Dingling was always in the DM and Go Hard was very thirsty for him. This I heard of when the show started because people reached out to me too. They were saying how they would tell me how Go Hard used to always try to, they would say, oh, this show is fake. I remember some entertainers would reach out to me in the beginning. They're like, oh my God, this show is fake. Go Hard used to beg to be on the show, to be with Bobby. He used to beg to date him. He would hop on Celebrities. Like, I remember that. So that he's not lying about at all. Because like people have said that to me way before. I just didn't care to talk about it. So then apparently, you guys, Zeus was supposed to film an after show of Island Boy going to the Bahamas, being a Bahama mama with Bobby, and meeting his mama, meeting his daddy, all of the fam in the island. But Island Boy had other plans. He wanted to go to Houston, Texas to get with Miss Davion. Okay? So he wanted to get with Miss Davion. So he got into Miss Davion's pants and was pounding in Big Debbie cakes and was basically extorting the handler. Okay? He was telling the handler, if you ever come out of line, I'm going to expose you for everything that your family does, what you do, where you live, your occupation. Because it's been alleged, I played the lives before, and I think it's still up on my channel, where Miss Handler has allegedly done some scammy things, when scam likely rings, it might be him. So, apparently he'd be stealing out of, this is all alleged. This is what Island Boy says, so it's not even my words, okay? According to Island Boy, allegedly, he, steals out of the mailboxes and, like, deposit checks. And I'm not talking about Armand's deposit your check, not those type of checks. Not his check, okay? So, yeah, it's all alleged. All right, so then we get to the drunken phone call. This sounds like he was in, yes, heavy on the allegedly. This is all alleged, okay? And there's not even my words. All right. We get to the drunken phone call. And this is Island Boy, drunker than a Cuda Brown. I'm talking about drunk. He's like, Bobby, you know I love you. I love you. You know, I told Miss Davion, I don't even love you like that, Miss Davion. Okay? I said I love Bobby Per, and I'm going to be with you, Bobby. Okay? I always have loved you. And then Bobby's like, you don't really love me. You never did. Do you love me? Do you love me or not? So the phone call, I was cracking up. I'm like, this is like out of, you can't make this up. So he's like, I always have loved you. You know, let's talk about Cash. Let's talk about Cash. So Cash, you know, it's a fake relationship between me and Cash. I never liked Miss Cash. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this one thing. Go hard. You know, he told me that his ex, you know, allegedly gave him the house in Virginia, and that's why the ex is so tied up to him. So let's get into this, and this is a little bit more serious. Some stuff left. It makes a lot more sense. Everything now is like, it clicks. Everything is like, the puzzle pieces are finally done after this interview. Thank you, Armand. Okay, the puzzle pieces are finally set, and everything makes sense now. Because I remember when Rel, aka Savage, was like, did a live, and he did a video live. You know, there I was going like, he was saying how like Cash's ex, Cash allegedly used to pow. Y'all know the word, starts with the A. Used to pow his ex, and he was stuck under Cash, and he never wanted to get out of Cash's grip because he felt like he owed Cash something, right? So now it makes sense, because if he gave Cash the house in Virginia, that's why he felt like he owed him something, and that he couldn't leave, or like, you don't get what I'm saying, like betray him. So that makes sense. And apparently, let's continue with the phone call. So yeah, that's why, you know, me and Cash relationship is all for publicity. Okay, I love you, Bobby. I love you, Bobby. I love you. I really do. And Bobby's just like, you don't love me. What? Like, no, you don't love me. Okay, let me call B. You. This is how I could tell you really drunk right now, because you just doing the most. Okay. And then Island Boy says something to the point of like, oh, like he just really didn't want to deal with, or he said something to that sort, and then Bobby goes, oh, your status. So then apparently Island Boy allegedly has the house in Virginia also. So I'm just like, so I want to do this first. I want to say sorry to Miss Wet Wet, even though I don't think what she didn't go about it, I don't think the right way, but I did come at her a little bit, you know, I came at her, okay, because I thought she made all of this up, and like, I just thought she was being messy because she's seen a whole house full of queens, and she thought, oh, there has to be somebody in there, you know, that's burning or has the house in Virginia. So I thought that she just made it up. So I want to apologize to Miss Wet Wet. I'm real enough to do that. Okay. I still don't think she went about it the right way, but she wasn't lying. Okay. Even though she's still messy, but she wasn't lying. So if you're watching Miss Wet Wet, 100 people in the chat, smash that like button. Or no, not even Natalie going to appear. Alicia Keys going to appear, baby. Okay. Make sure you guys hit that like button. It's 102 people in here. I'm giving you guys entertainment, and I'm giving you guys the laughs. All you guys have to do is click and smash that like button, okay? I don't ask for super chats like these other YouTubers. They be going, I'll be seeing, there's one, two YouTuber, and especially I'm gonna be shady on this one. They be asking to send them cash apps, okay? He be on per. Send me cash apps on per. I don't do that. So hit that like button, yells and screams. Okay. First, isn't this a HIPAA violation what he just did, girl? I'm just like, I was in pure shock, but it makes a lot more sense. This is why I felt like Dingling was so hard on Mr. Savage about, because him and Cash, you know, they did the do. So that's why I guess Dingling was so hard on him doing that. But even if they did do the do, if you do take your medication properly and stuff like that, you can become undetectable. So I'm just assuming that Cash is probably undetectable at this point, depending on when he contracted it or whatever. So that still doesn't prove that Savage allegedly has the house in Virginia, but it kind of makes a little bit more sense as to why Dingling was saying it, okay? So I low-key didn't like how all this came out, the house in Virginia. confirmations because it makes the cast really look bad, and not even that, it makes the network looks bad. Because did Bobby know about all of this going into the house? Did he know Cash had the house? Like it seemed like as if he didn't know about the house in Virginia from Cash going into the house, and also from Island Boy, allegedly the house in Virginia from Island Boy as well. So it's kind of like, did they do the proper routine, thing, testing and stuff like that before entering the house? Because then you had just, you know what I'm saying? At least, of course, with, like I said before, with the correct medication, you can be undetectable and not be able to transmit the disease. But some people will not feel comfortable even knowing that they're all going to be in the house together, and potentially, let's say they fool around, that person doesn't know. You get what I'm saying? So that didn't make the network look good, and it really didn't make Bobby look good, because so that's why you guys remember how Bobby used to always be like, I got something on you, Island Boy, and I'm not gonna reveal it. I'm not gonna reveal it because I don't want to do you harder than you did me. So that's what the little secret, I guess, he was holding over his head, which is kind of sick, Bobby, to be honest, bro. Because Jesus Lord. Okay, so that was the end of the interview. And then he played a little bit more of the drunken rant towards the end and everything like that. And then Bobby goes, "My balls are not stretched out." Like, I was cracking up. I was cracking up. He was like, "My balls are not stretched out. Okay, Island Boy says my balls stretched out. You never see my balls stretched out." I cackled. Okay. So then at the end too, like I said, I low-key didn't like Bobby because coming late, because I could tell Armand had a lot more questions. 3 things that I wish they really got more into. I wish we got into more of the reunion. We barely talked about the reunion. Why Dingling punched him, his beef with Dingling. I know he dropped the part 2 for his members, but I'm just saying, I just watched this portion that he posted on his main channel. We didn't get into the whole Dingling thing. We didn't get into the reunion, like I said. We didn't get into Jason Lee. That was the main thing that I wanted. And it's probably on his members. So look, he might just pay for that because I want to see it. We didn't get into the Jason Lee thing. And I wanted to get into that because I wanted to know how he felt, how Jason Lee was going to sort of like how he thinks Jason Lee is his friend, like after that reunion, because that's not your friend. I know you guys probably just business and stuff like that, but I wouldn't even want him producing my show because he came across like a real hater, and we never saw that. Oh yes, they said, wow, that explains why Bobby never slept with him, and it was only exactly. Now it makes a lot more sense. That's why he was just like, you ate my butt, we never slept together. That's why he kept making that like an inference. Like he kept making that like he made sure that was like announced, which is like, yeah. Mel, you said Bobby didn't care about any allegations besides the stretchy balls. Sister Girl wanted to clear air on that one. He really did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He like that was the one thing that he was just like, I don't got no stretchy balls. They firm, they plump. Like golf balls. Like he wanted to make sure that was known. I'm like, okay, girl, like we know, like Jesus. But yeah. I just wish we got into the Jason Lee thing too. And I wanted to know, would he still want Jason Lee to produce his second season? Which I feel as if he's not going to produce the second season, Zeus might pull a wool over him and be like, hey, you can't get no second season if Jason's not going to produce it. Okay. But it seems as if they were laughing over the whole drunk thing about are you drunk? Oh, am I drunk on YouTube? Like they were laughing about that whole thing. So it seems as if Bobby doesn't really take offense to it, but I would, because he came across as a whole hater. Okay, a whole hater during the whole thing. So I would have felt some type of way. All right. So that was it for the interview, y'all. Let me know what you guys think. All right, I'm gonna post this separately. You guys entertain us. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about this interview. What questions did you wish were asked? How did you think Armand did on the interview? I think he did great. Like I said, I knew he had a lot more questions, and probably the studio, like during the interview, they were cutting the time because they were probably booked for a certain amount of time. Okay, like these studios in Miami B. All right, next I wanted to talk about, you guys, was something a little bit more serious that's really getting on my nerves, is the Shanquella thing. This it has nothing to do with the family or her. It has something to do with, 1, YouTubers, 2, the stories. I feel as if a lot of the YouTubers on this platform are using her for clickbait. In the words of Sheree, I'm good clickbait. Like they're using her for clickbait, and it's really annoying. You'll have some of these creators will sit there on YouTube Live for at least hours upon hours, not telling us any direct information, just talking just alleged information. Like this isn't like a Bobby I Love You purse story where it's all kikis and laugh. This is like a serious, like, unaliving. So it gets on my nerves seeing some of these YouTubers and seeing some of these content creators just sit on here and just talk because they know that her name and just her picture, just in general, if you post her picture as your thumbnail, you're automatically guaranteed to get a bunch of views. They know that just so that they could get a cute coin. And to me, that's not cute. Like Karma Zabi, this lady lost her life, and her family, imagine her family, how she's feeling. You know what I'm saying? Seeing her picture all over social media, seeing her pictures all over YouTube and everything like that, knowing that she's never going to be able to come back. And another thing that gets on my nerves is the stories. One day we found out somebody's arrested and Dejanay's arrested. 2 hours later, we found out she's not arrested. One day she's arrested, one day she's not arrested. An hour later, she's arrested. 2 hours later, she's in custody. So it's kind of like, what's going on? There was couple YouTubers, they had interviewed this Spanish guy who's allegedly like involved with the case, right? And apparently he didn't know what he was talking about. This is what's being put out there now, that like they asked him like, okay, Dejanay was taken into custody. Where was she taken into custody and when? He didn't even know the answer to that. So I'm kind of like, what's going on? Like this case is getting a little frustrating. It's getting a little tedious. And it's so sad because it's like, the more time goes on, I feel like the less justice she's going to get, which is really sad. Don't get me wrong. I like that people are talking about it, but you could kind of tell the people that are talking about it because they actually care, and the people that are talking about it because they want some money. Because it's the end of the month, and YouTube about to wrap up with the avenue, with the revenue. I say avenue. With the revenue. You get what I'm saying? The girls that know. All right. So it gets on my nerves when I keep seeing that. I'm just like, really? Like I could really just sit up here, do a whole Shanquella video and just be like, oh, I heard this. I heard that. Let me add this person. What you think? I heard this. Like, it's a whole unaliving. Like, this isn't something funny. Like, I don't get it. What do you guys think? Someone said, these stories mortify me. For my own siblings, I always got to tell them, do not trust anyone. Exactly. I don't understand how she can be arrested in the United States. Says why we can only rely on verified sources. These people aren't journalists or reporters, and they have no moral code, exactly, or desire to verify the facts. Say YouTubers are terrible when it comes to stuff like this. Leave it to the report. That's why I try not to go too deep into stories like this, because you know what I'm saying? I'm not like a verified journalist. I can't like contact certain people to get certain information. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to reality TV, I could do that all day long, okay? Because I have, my little ends with certain networks and people. That okay. But like when it comes to something like this, I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? That's very serious. Is she being extradited correct? So it came out that Dejanay Jackson was like taken into custody, but then no verified news source really confirmed that. They never put a stamp to it. They never said, okay, yeah, she is in custody. Okay, they were saying allegedly and like maybe, but like there was reports that came out that saying nobody's in custody yet. So it's like nobody knows, and it's really frustrating. It's like, it's not a reliable source. I'm not paying attention to it. This is not play for play. Exactly. Topics about the destruction. Right. It's true. Some be going through Webster's dictionaries and all. Child, I'll be like, I'm like, are you kidding me? I even watched this video, right? And it was this girl. She did a video, and she talked about how like Dejanay and Nazir were beefing online. First of all, the Dejanay page is a fake page. Somebody just made that trolling because she was just like, why don't you tell the truth? Something. Why don't you tell the truth? And then they had Nazir from, I think it was his fake page of him too. Him going back at her like, I wasn't there. Why don't you tell? Like something like, and she was reporting on it. She was just like, look at her online. And you really think she's gonna be online Instagramming right now? The girl is like low-key on the run, or she's in custody. We still don't know which one is true. Moving on though, hopefully she does get justice. I think the whole situation is still so sad. It's just like it doesn't even make any sense. All right. Let's get into escape, you guys. So, like, see something a little bit more lighter, something a little bit more fun. What I need from you is understanding. I'm talking about what is understanding is what I need. Somebody was like in the comments. Y'all some of these people be getting so mad, right? They be getting so mad in the comments. They go, "How dare you criticize Latocha's singing? Do you think your singing is up to par to hers? You're no vocal coach." I said, "Oh, I can't have an opinion." Wow. She was like, "You're no vocal coach." But like she was doing her a big one. I said, "Let me find out this is Latocha's manager," and she ran across my video. Okay, because the way she was going in, you would have thought she knew Latocha, okay? Like she produced in the gospel album. I said, let me find out you produced in the gospel album. You produced it, right? You produced it on the gospel album. So let's get into it. All right. So I feel bad for her because not one, she's ostracizing herself, which to me, I don't like what she's doing because I feel as if she used the group again. Because if you guys don't know, for their third album, she sort of used it to propel her solo career. And I feel like she's doing this again. She got cool with Candy and everybody again in order to sort of propel her gospel career. Because she's trying to do like a gospel album, which there's nothing wrong with that. But you can still do that and still tour with the other girls and get your coin. And you know she's in the wrong because your sister didn't even back you up this time. Okay, and her sister's lucky she's even there. Because if you guys don't know, Tamika was the one who started the rumor that Candy slept with Jermaine Dupri allegedly, which Candy never did. That's the problem with Candy. She's too forgiving. Wouldn't have been me. I'm not that forgiving. You're not gonna keep crossing me and thinking it's sweet. Okay? No, babe, it's salty. Okay, I'm a Sour Patch Kid. Nah, like I'm gonna keep getting over on me. Okay, so this woman came out. And I knew this was fake the moment it came out because the timing was funny because it's like she's already getting ripped across the internet, and then you come out saying that you're sleeping with her husband. Okay, you sleeping with my husband. All right. So she came out and said this. She said the most thing about the universe you can do is meet the right person at the wrong time. I'm just tired of living a lie all these years and ready to live in my truth freely and peacefully and apologetically. I have no beef with Latocha, never interfered with any of his dealings with Escape, never made him choose. Me and Rocky had our own situation. I know this may be shocking news, but this was a very complicated relationship that I can speak on for obvious reasons. Life can be up and death is her sister in the words of Rolling Ray. I mean, the words of Lil Wayne. And I'm going to make sure mine's it's beautiful either way. It is what it is, okay? You could already tell you can't really trust that lady because she uses heavy filters. Anybody who uses heavy filters and is very insecure about their looks, you automatically cannot trust them, okay? Catch. Put that in your lesson books, kids, okay? Anybody that's very insecure about their looks, you can't trust them because they will lie. Saying these heavy filters, Instagram filter all day long. You feel me? This little filter, this natural, baby. That's not even that. That's not even that. You feel me? That's not even that. Okay, so next thing you know, days later, she came out says, my page was hacked. I am not pregnant, nor am I having an affair with anyone. Rolling of the eyes. The fact that a fake sonogram was made with no information on it is crazy. I would never knowingly date a married man. That's not my character. I was once a married woman myself. I have 3 amazing and handsome sons that came from that relationship. I do my best as a single parent. My boys are always proud to call me mama. It's a saying that a simple pic at an event turned into a nightmare. Whew. I feel for everyone involved because I actually love Escape. I don't know what this is about or who should go to these extreme measures, but this was obviously a setup in an attempt to ruin my family and theirs. I don't know what's going on yet, but I'm going to get to the bottom of this. And I knew it was fake because you want to know who came out and said that she was lying. And if she comes out saying somebody's lying about a rumor and she's not backing up the rumor, you know it's true. Tasha K. Tasha K came out and said, "Why no? This girl is a liar. She's been going around saying that she's sleeping with every man in the industry. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all this, why no? It's fake. Okay, now let me go back to Africa." So once Tasha put out that statement, I was like, yeah, it's fake. Because y'all know Tasha messy. If it was true, she would have been like, let's talk about it. I'm going live on Tasha K app. Download the app. Okay? She would have made sure we went to download that subscription so she could do her breaking story. She probably would have had her in the wine cellar if it was true. So the fact that Tasha came out and said that it was false and it was fake news, I believe that it was fake news. Okay? So that to me was even debunked before she even put out this statement. And you can't get your Instagram that easily hacked. It just is not that easy anymore. Back in the day it was, but now it's not. You get your page easily deleted if you on some BS, but hacked, no. Like, nice try, baby. Like, nice try, Otis, but no, that's not the case. Okay. I do think she's selfish though, Latocha, for doing this to the group, because right now they're at the height and at the peak of their fame again, not in general, because their peak was, when they came out, the 90s and everything like that, right? But now it's like you're messing it up for everyone. Like, you're messing it all up. Okay? You're making it seem as if it's some big drama. And y'all know they're filming the show for Bravo, which I cannot wait to see, okay? Because y'all know I love me some Candy. Don't mess with my man, my money, or my mama. I love me some Candy. But one thing that makes me mad with Candy, she's too forgiving, okay? That's one thing I'm not. She's way too forgiving and she's way too gullible. She lets people get over on her over and over and over and over again. And this is the prime example that I'm going to talk about, okay? Because Candy be thinking people are her friends, okay? So she went to Portia's wedding, if you guys don't know, and she met with Nene. Like, she ran into Nene. And then she ran into Nene again the day after. I guess probably ran into her in Neiman's or somewhere, okay? Take a look at what she said, you guys.
Nene was very nice to me. We spoke, we shook hands. What? Now, I know a lot of people be saying, like, we be having our ups and downs, child. We definitely be having our ups and downs. And then, guess what? I ended up running into her again yesterday, the very next day, and we hugged. Look at God. Won't he do it? Nene Leakes was.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Not Candy to think that girl her friend. She gonna try to be calling her, try to DM her, send her memes through DMs, thinking that they're, Cookie Crunch girlfriends. In the words of Milan, you guys are not Cookie Crunch girlfriends. That lady just is cordial to you. That's the thing with Candy. She's too nice, and she lets people like hype her up. You get what I'm saying? I would have just been like, "Hi, girl." That's it. Some people you gotta hit them with that. You gotta hit them with it. That's it. Because at the moment you start thinking, "Oh, that's my girl, my Cookie Crunch girlfriend," they gonna get you. You gonna end up like what happened to Sister Girl. Like, I'm telling you, like, you can't think like that. Nene probably gonna see her again for the third time and be like, "Wait, who are you? Oh, from the show we filmed together. Oh, hey, girl." Mm-hmm. Because y'all know Nene's the queen of doing that. There was season 7. I remember she made up with Kenya, and they filmed the scene like in the next episode. And Kenya tried to give her a hug. She goes, "I can't stand people like that. Like, why'd you just switch up like that? For what? What did I do to you?" Okay, so Candy to me is just like, she a little bit too gullible with that when it comes to that. Okay, because you could tell during the speech that Tiny did. If y'all didn't catch my video that I did on the whole escape speech, which I think was one of the funniest speeches ever, because Tiny won Queen Petty with that, which was hilarious. Okay, so I'm gonna play the speech again one more time. Okay, because I loved it. I loved it. See, there's my whole thing. That was direct shade towards Candy, because I feel like out of all of them, Candy blew up the most out of all of them. She got Atlanta Housewives, she got all them businesses, she got the coin. Not everybody could come up with you. When you on the journey of coming up, when you try to bring stragglers with you, that's when God says, "No, I'm gonna stop your bag." Because guess what? They can't come with you. You gotta lead in there. Okay? You gotta go by yourself. Okay? Close the door. Lock it. Throw away the key. So Candy had to do that in order to become successful. Had she brung the stragglers, which I think Latocha's a straggler, in my opinion. She comes off to me as a user. Because like I said, I feel like she used their breakout moment right now to be able to propel her own solo career. Again, if she had brought the stragglers, like I said, Candy did, she wouldn't have gotten as big as she is now. Listen, I didn't think Tiny was that shady. I ain't gonna lie with you. And I watched T.I. Family Hustle on VH1. I watched it faithfully. I didn't think she was that shady. I'm sorry. If anybody doesn't find that video funny, you will have no sense of humor because you gotta catch the head gesture that Tiny did. She goes, if a get cute, if a trying to get cute, get cuter. Okay, that's gonna be one of the new merch items, girl. If a bitch gets cute, get cuter. Okay, that's the saying of the day. Okay, let's get into Portia's wedding, you guys. Portia, Marsha. The words of House of Aaron. All right, so Portia looked good. I think she's amazing. Okay, she ate courtesy of Miss Beyonce. Okay, you know the girls love to use Beyonce as an inspo. Okay, shaking in Big Debbie Case. Boop, 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 beat, beat, beat. Pop, pop, tick, top. Okay, let's do it one more time for the rewind. Beat, beat, beat. Get the Big Debbie Case. Bop, 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 bop. Bop, 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 bop. Debbie Case go boop, boop, boop. Okay, then. One thing about Portia, she got shake for days, baby. Okay, that's why Simon, Mr. Guavadia, you already seen some of the band members was looking at them putting away their saxophone when they looking. Okay, a lot of people are alleging that like he's not as rich as he made it seem. There's people even I've seen on like YouTube and stuff that they're saying that like he bought some sort of like, I didn't even know you could do this, some sort of program online for them to be able to put out what his net worth is online. Like when you Google how much is this person worth, and they'll say, oh, he's worth 500 million. Meanwhile, he's really not. They just hired somebody to put that in the internet atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's being said out there. Hopefully she does stick with him. A lot of people are saying in the pictures and just the events in general that Mr. Simon Guavadia, okay, with a good Guavadia. Make sure you guys hit that link at the top if you guys want to call in and give your topics on the videos. We're talking Bobby Boys, we're talking Escape, we're talking Shanquella, okay, and we're talking Aubrey, Oday, and Megan Thee Stallion, which we're going to get to in a little bit, okay? So, what was I saying? Push. Oh, yeah. So, people are saying that he's not really, like, in love with her anymore just because based off of the kisses, which I think is a stretch because you can catch people, you feel me, in a bad photo. If you take a photo and the person's not really attentive to you taking a photo, it could look as if they're not